What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next deck profile video. We're doing these back to back today. This is for the Toons. This is my deck profile for Toons in 2024. Let's get into this. Hey everyone, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you. Alright, so my Toon deck from my previous Toon deck profile had a bit of a nerf because they limited Pot of Extravagance to 1 copy per deck, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. So I've rebuilt them a bit, and this is the deck profile as it stands right now. So we're running 3 copies of the Blackstone of Legend. You contribute this card, special summon level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard. Shuffle it into the deck. If you do, add this card to your hand. You can only use the effect once per turn. So not only does it allow you to instantly summon the Toon Red Eyes Black Dragon, but it also allows you to put it back in the deck. 3 copies of Max C. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. This turn, each time your opponent special summons a monster, immediately draw 1 card. You can only use it once per turn. This is great for draw power because most decks rely on a lot of special summons nowadays. We got 1 copy of Toon Mermaid. Cannot be special summoned. The set must be special summoned from your hand while you control Toon World. Cannot attack directly. If this card, if this special summon, you may pay 500 life points to current attack. This is basically for a bit of extra defense. We're running 3 copies of the Toon Harpy Lady. Cannot attack the turn it is not summoned. If you control Toon World, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if you control another Toon, you can destroy 1 spell or trap your opponent controls. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. So it basically just allows you to get rid of a bit of back row or a field spell. It's stupid useful to have, actually. 1 copy of the Toon Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster, you control no monsters, then you can special summon this card from your hand. Cannot attack the turn it is summoned. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. So again, it's a decent beat stick with 2100. It's also useful for a couple of fusion plays later. They're a bit situational, but they do work, and they do help a lot. 2 copies of the Red Eyes Toon Dragon. Cannot attack the turn it is summoned. Whilst you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 Toon monster from your hand, except for Toon Red Eyes Toon Dragon, ignoring its summoning conditions. So it basically allows you to just summon enter any of these for completely free on the same turn, which is very nice. Running 3 copies of the Toon Dark Magician. Cannot attack the turn it is summoned. While your opponent, while you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. Once per turn, you can discard 1 Toon card and activate one of these effects. Special summon 1 Toon monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, except for Toon Dark Magician. Or you can add 1 Toon spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So this is a great search, and not to mention it's a great special summon engine if you need to special summon a Toon. 3 copies of the Toon Blackluster Soldier. Cannot be normal summoned. A set must be first special summoned from your hand by tributing 2 monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal to 8 or more. When you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack directly once per turn. If you control Toon World, you can target 1 card in the field, banish it. Also, this card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. Basically allows you to remove anything from the field and banish it so it can't be used again unless, of course, your opponent's running some kind of restore from the banish zone, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Still a very good card. 2 copies of Upstart Goblin. Draw 1 card that your opponent gains 1000 life points. So this is one of the draw power cards I had to add in because of Pot of Extravagance being nerfed, which is really annoying because it was once really good, but it isn't anymore. So it's still a bit of extra draw power. 3 copies of the Toon Table of Contents. Add 1 Toon card directly from your deck to your hand. So it can add any Toon card, which is very nice. I usually use it in combo with this one. Pot of Extravagance, so it's a normal spell. At the start of your main phase 1, banish 3 or 6 random face down cards from your extra deck. Face down, draw 1 card for every 3 cards banished. The rest of this time, if this card results, you cannot draw any cards by card effects. So this basically just allows you to instantly draw 2 cards by banishing a bunch of your extra deck, which is pointless anyway, because a lot of these cards are not usable, so it is what it is. It's a good draw power card. I can understand why it got limited to 1, but it's still really annoying. 3 copies of the Toon Bookmark. This is a double effect card, and this is probably the strongest card in the deck. Add 1 Toon World or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except Toon Bookmark. If a Toon World you control would be destroyed by card effects, you could banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can only activate 1 Toon Bookmark per turn. So not only is this an instant searcher for any Toon card, but it also allows you to protect your Toon Kingdom when it's in the grave by banishing it. 3 copies of Comic Hand. If you control Toon World, equip to an opponent's monster, take control of it. It is treated as a Toon monster. If your opponent controls no Toon monsters, it can attack your opponent directly. If Toon World is not a card in the field, destroy this card. So it basically just allows you to take control of a Toon and turn it allows you to take control of any monster, turns it into a toon so it can attack directly, which is fantastic. Great way to get rid of annoying cards on the field, monsters on the field too. 3 copies of Toon Kingdom. Of course, this is the main field spell of the deck. When this card is activated, banish 3 cards from the top of your deck face down. This card's name becomes Toon World while it's in the field zone. Your opponent cannot target 2 monsters you control with card effects. If a Toon monster you control will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can banish 1 card from the top of your deck face down for each of those monsters instead. So it's basically your field spell allows you to instantly special summon monsters. It protects them from any kind of card effects or from battle damage or whatever. Also allows them to attack directly. You do need the card. 3 copies of Toon Page Flip. So if you control Toon World, reveal 3 Toon monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to special summon, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also shuffle the rest into your deck. You can only activate 1 Toon Page Flip per turn. Basically allows you to instantly special summon one of 3 different Toons. Any of them really useful. I usually use it on Red Eyes, Dark Magician, or on Black Luster. And for the final 3 cards of the main deck, we're running 3 copies of Bye Bye Damage. So during damage calculation, if your monster attacked, your battling monster cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, if you take battle damage from that battle, your opponent takes effect damage equal to double the amount. So I don't use it for its saving effect, because it really doesn't help with that. Thanks to Toon Kingdom. It can if you don't have Toon Kingdom on the board, but regardless of that, when you take battle damage, say I take 2,000 and I activate this, your opponent takes 4,000 in return. I have won so many duels with this card. This is such an underrated trap card. I love it. For the extra deck, you can throw what you want in there, but I'd recommend throwing in a couple copies of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So it requires 1 Cyber Dragon and 1 plus machine monster. So again, this works in combination with any machine monster that's played in your opponent's side of the field. Plus it'll also work with Mega Fleet as well, which is another card I'd recommend running. 1 Cyber Dragon monster plus 1 plus monster in the extra monster zone. So if your opponent summons, let's say, I don't know, Borrowed Dragon or whatever in the monster zone, extra monster zone, you can then get rid of it and your Toon Cyber Dragon to just summon this on the field. You're really only summoning this to get rid of whatever annoying monster is in that zone. The other one I'd pay attention to as well is Barricade Blocker. So 2 monsters with different names. If this card's like somebody, you can discard 1 card during the end phase of this turn. Add 1 continuous all field spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only activate it once per turn. Also, face-up spells you control cannot destroy your opponent's card effects. So this can be a good card to summon, because not only will it add an extra layer of protection to Toon Kingdom, but if you summon it anyway, you can then add 1 field spell from your graveyard to your hand. So if you run out of these, or you need to get one to your hand quick, you can then do so. But yeah, let me know what you think about this deck profile in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel further, you can do so by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month here in the UK. And don't forget, I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch and on Kick, all at the same time. So if you want to watch my streams here on YouTube, don't forget to turn on notifications. If you want to watch my streams on Twitch or on Kick, those links are down below. And don't forget to follow over there. Thank you for watching today's video. You can hit the button on the right to subscribe to the channel. You can hit the button on the left to watch the previous video. Don't forget to like and comment on this video to help boost it in the algorithm. And don't forget, you can also support me further by becoming a channel member. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.